welcome everyone from all over the world. Welcome back to your Arsenal Fan TV America, here from the Northwest, from the USA. Hey, listen, good week for the Gunners. We're feeling good. Back-to-back wins. We beat Sevilla, as you all know. Champions League. We're now leading the group. One more win, Champions League, and we qualify to the next round. So that's great news. Also, Premier League. We played Burnley at the Emirates. Of course, we all know that Vincent Kompany, the ex-Manchester City captain, ex-player, seems like he was just playing yesterday, but now he's the coach for Burnley. And of course, we saw that sideline hugs between him and Zinchenko. Of course, they played together Zinchenko's time back at Man City. Not a bad win. We'll talk about the lineup real quick for Arsenal. David Raya, of course, started, it's happening between Mikel Arteta, the manager, and Ramsdale, our number one, used to be number one. Ramsdale speaks his mind. He talks to the fans a lot. So some coaches, don't like that. They don't like when the player turns around and react or interact with fans during the game. That's his type of personality. I'm not going to sit here and judge Ramsdale based on just that. But maybe that's something, again, the manager doesn't like. He needs someone like David Raya to be a yes man or whatever it is, the situation. That's why he prefer him. But he's not preferring, or he's not choosing David Raya because he's better than Ramsdale. That's for sure. It's, again, personal reasons and whatnot. And, that's something that we've seen from the Arsenal manager over the past, 4 or 5 years that he's been with the club, that he has that sort of, personality conflicts with some certain players. Hey, listen, Carlo Ancelotti will always say it. Arsene Wenger said it. Jose Mourinho just said it lately. If you can't coach superstars, if you can't coach these big players, then you can't coach at all, right? So, hey, listen, hopefully it gets better for Ramsdale. Hopefully we see him back leading the Arsenal, line as a goalkeeper. Because, again, I like Ramsdale. I like his, footwork, his distribution, his saves, his ability to drive the defense in the back. He's a quality goalkeeper, lots of qualities he's got. And I, again, would love to see him. However, it didn't happen, and that was the goalkeeper situation. So the back four, we had Tomiyasu finally playing in his right position as a right back. Left back was Zinchenko, and in the middle, Willy Saliba and Gabriel, which is, again, the best partnership Arsenal can ever have. When we go in the middle now, it was Kai Havertz, Jorginho, and Declan Rice. Now, anyone can see, it's very obvious that Declan Rice is carrying Arsenal, and he's the most consistent player. He covers the most miles per game. He steals the ball, reads the game, try to reignite the team. If the team, is sitting back, try to take the team up front. He works on all cylinders the whole time. So I'm not going to say this is a bad partnership, but again, Jorginho, just like, I said about Tomiyasu playing a left back before, that's not someone who's going to take you to win the Premier League or a Champions League. He's slow. His legs are not all there. He's just talking about also going back. I don't know back to where, Italy or Chelsea or whatever it is, but I'm not sure that he is the right answer. Let's just put it this way. Thomas Partey is ghost. We don't know where Thomas Partey is. And again, that's another personality conflict with Mikel Arteta. And listen, there's nobody in the history of Premier League that won a Premier League or any big championship that just went and got new midfielder like you sold Xhaka and now you want to get rid of Thomas Partey. You're putting, Kai Havertz and Declan Rice and Jorginho and whatever. Yes, Declan Rice is living up to his, 100 million pounds price tag, but the rest are not, and they're not here yet. So it'll take him time. Jorginho, we know he's secondary player, not somebody that starts. But now we see him captaining Arsenal. It's very confusing for me sometimes, as a fan. As someone who's neutral, I could sit here and analyze these games for you and tell you, hey, listen, no problem. It's not a bad partnership, Kai Havertz, Jorginho, and Declan Rice. But as an Arsenal fan, I'm not sure this is the best for us. If I look around and see what the bench look like, or the players on loan, or the players that we let go, let's just go to Granit Xhaka real quick. Granit Xhaka had played or has played 127 final third passes. And he has more progressive passes, 119, than any other player in the 5 top European league. That's what Granit Xhaka is doing. Of course, we know he's now playing for Xabi Alonso, Leverkusen, Bayer Leverkusen. And they're on top of what? They're on top of Bundesliga. They're on top of the German Bundesliga. So we give away a player like that, or a little player like that, go. And I know for a fact it's still a conflict of someone. That's why he left with someone. And then we, again, bring Kai Havertz. It's not yet. Hopefully he gets better. We play Jorginho, versus... So again, Thomas Partey, powerhouse, sitting somewhere, I don't know where. Let's not talk more. Listen, to me as a football coach, the most important area in the field in today's modern football game or modern game is midfield. And you need these box-to-box midfielders like, we see the likes of Tchouaméni or Camavinga or Toni Kroos in Real Madrid. You see Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne. You see, even Bernardo Silva. All these midfielders that just have endless energy. Those are the big names that work for big teams and you bring big trophies. You go to, Bayern Munich, you got Götze in the middle with Joshua Kimmich. This is also an incredible partnership. And again, you need it. Today's football, today, the way the game is played today, you need these, sort of players that non-stop running. Jorginho is not that. He gets tired real quick. And again, let's not talk anymore about midfield. Let's go to the front three. And this time we see Trossard in the middle. We see Martinelli on the left. And we see Bukayo Saka, of course, is in his right side. But that's a new partnership that we're starting with all three of these. Now, listen, I liked it. I really liked that. And I think that going forward, we were very, very good. The game, to be honest, Burnley has a good coach. Vincent Kompany knows the Premier League, knows the competition. He was coached by a lot of great managers he worked with. So I know for a fact that he's going to be a great manager. But again, they kept us. They pressured us. They tried to frustrate us. They said, hey, they have the ball. Let them keep the ball. Just close their passing lanes. And they did that very well. And of course, Arsenal go from this side to that side to this side to that side. They don't do a lot of, immediate penetration through the middle so you can just pass and go. They don't open up these triangles in the middle so they can turn, defense around and go through them. However, listen, we kept the ball. It was better than them having the ball because they looked lethal, right? And we were able to, first half, Trossard scored our first goal at the 46th minute. So we were 1-0 up. They knew that they are not going to come to the Emirates and keep the ball. So it's smart, again, by Vincent Kompany. Second goal was a corner, and Willy Saliba was able to jump higher than anyone in the area and grab the second for Arsenal. And the third, of course, we all saw that beautiful volley by Zinchenko on top of the 18 to score and secure Arsenal's third. Of course, they scored a goal also, so the game finished 3-1. Now, Kai Havertz is going to be a solid player for Arsenal, but he needs to be utilized the right way. That's my take. Zinchenko is still inconsistent, but when he shows up, he does great. Tomiyasu is confused. Where am I going to play from here to here? I don't know what's happening with Ben White, but let's not kill Ben White's confidence. So this is also one of the things. I'm not sure. He's injured. He's not. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. Again, it seems like we don't know everything that happens with Arsenal. We just see reports here and there. Like, for example, we don't know what happens with Partey. He trains. He's ready to come back, and we're ready to see him the next game, and he doesn't come back. Seems like he is with some injury still, but we'll see. Hopefully he comes back. Hopefully he doesn't go to Juventus like they're saying that he will. Arsenal will next go to, that's on Saturday, November 25th. They will go visit Brentford and will play Brentford that Saturday. Hopefully, listen, as you can see now, the Premier League up and down, right? Premier League is up and down. As we could see, Tottenham, thank God, had 2 losses in a row. They lost to Chelsea in that famous game with, 122 minutes played, and I don't know how many minutes of VAR. And also they went to Wolves and lost by who? Sarabia, the guy they actually sold to Wolves. So, bad days for Tottenham, great days for Arsenal. And now, of course, we all know Manchester City climbed back up, and that's after 12 games played now. They have 28 points. Second is Liverpool. They have one goal more than us. They're plus 17 goal differential. We're plus 16. But we're tied on points. We played 12. They played 12. We have 27 points. They have 27 points. But again, they're above us. They're second, and we're third. Fourth is our noisy neighbors. They slid 3 places all of a sudden from first to fourth. And now this is their natural sort of positioning in the league below Arsenal. And they're now at 12 games. They have 26 points in total. And fifth, of course, we know Unai Emery, that I think now is probably the best manager if you exclude Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. I think he's the best manager around right now in the Premier League. He's doing great. Aston Villa is sitting 12 with 25 points, which is 4 points ahead of the sixth on the table, Manchester United, of course, with 21 points. Hey, listen, Liverpool is coming back. City's looking like City does not have anyone to compete against them in the Premier League. That's my take. I think so far they look more likely to go all the way, believe it or not. Is it too early to tell? Not really. We played 12 games. You could pretty much tell the inconsistency of Arsenal, the consistency of Man City, the solidness of Liverpool. They're solid. And they have a goal scorer. We don't really have a consistent goal scorer. As we know, our story with Gabby Jesus, he plays one game and disappears for 4-5. We need to win the next game. And right after that Brentford game, we go and play. We don't go, actually. We play at home to Lens. Remember Lens that beat us? RC Lens. They beat us. The French team, or the team from France, beat us last time around in France. So this is the time to revenge. And if Arsenal win that very Champions League game, their next game, midweek game, then they will qualify to the next round regardless of what happened in the group. Let's go to VAR, because we wanted to talk about VAR, but let's not forget to subscribe. Please hit that button if you haven't already. Now, VAR is a problem that is here to stay, because here's the problem. When we have problems like that, human errors, we don't really act on it immediately. We let it really, breed more mistakes. We don't act. And we don't act accordingly. We don't act quick enough. And that's based on experience with the league. I mean, unfortunately, also managers, they're not all on the same page. So if they're having a bad game, they will be pissed off about their game. But if they're asked about other teams, they will say, oh, it's human errors, oh, it's this, it's that. So you have to be consistent. You have to all deliver the same message. And you have to tell the FA, hey, point blank, we're all here as managers of the Premier League. We're not happy with VAR. We're not happy with what they're doing. It takes them too long. And after it takes them too long, they actually don't, reach the right decision. So it's becoming a huge problem. And it's becoming a joy killer in some games. And it's also a result, changer in so many different aspects, not just the league. It has a very negative effect, of course, on everyone that enjoys this very game. As we all know, Mikel Arteta came out. Arsenal backed him. Listen, a manager can talk about VAR. That's fine. He was pissed. We were all mad. He had to say something. But I don't know if the club supporting him in front of the referees and the committee and the FA would benefit the club on the long run. We don't want to be hated more from these referees. And I've never seen a club that backed their manager after, they had, let's say, a bad argument regarding referees, right? So, I don't know what will happen. Hopefully that we have just better people trying to ref these games or trying to VAR these games, or referees with personalities that could talk to the player, explain to them, and take their decisions, and only use VAR when they need to use VAR. Anyways, we hope for lots of things. We hope that we see better referees. We hope that we see consistent Arsenal, not, that what we hope for happens all the time. But hey, we're never going to give up. Thank you, Gunnar. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And we will see you next after the Brentford game. Don't forget, like, share. And if you didn't subscribe, it's the time to hit that subscribe button right now. Thank you, and hope you have a great rest of your week.